Good morning, beautiful morning to you, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and fortunately, the last Friday and the penultimate day in the month of February 2026. Like a twinkle of an eye, February has come and gone. For those that have been agitating about the longevity of the month of February, now February is because February has always been considered the shortest month in the year. But whichever way it is, we've come to the end of February, right? Because today is the penultimate day, the month of February 2026, right? So I think it's not too early to say Happy New Month. Yes, in advance. The third month. All right, I'm excited because of something. It's the Morning Express on Mailer 98.3 FM. Beautiful morning to you. Thank God it's Friday, and I hope your week has been fantastic and splendid enough, right? That's definitely what we hope for you and what we want for you. And as much as we want that for you, we'll also make sure that it's quite very interesting, and you are updated, you are engaged in apt and interesting conversations, right? Every time you are locked onto this frequency, Mailer 98.3 FM, known as the Sound of Lagos. You're welcome on board. Still the Morning Express, but this time is dedicated to trends in the papers. We'll quickly look into the trends and updates we have in our newspapers, as we have the English version just a few minutes in this morning, and then we switch to the Yoruba version. So we'll definitely make sure to take you at heart and put your interests first to make sure that you enjoy every content that we put out there. So in the name of perusing the pages, in the name of keeping you abreast, bringing you up to speed, we'll be reviewing a couple of our newspapers this morning to see what's going on. Majorly the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper, and the Guardian newspaper this beautiful morning. My name is ᴛᴇᴜ, and of course we'll be joined by our and now Friday analyst Matthew Okoduwa will be giving us analysis and giving perspective, helping us to analyze these issues we have in our dailies this morning. Regardless of whatever topic it is, be it political, be it socio-economic, be it business, be it sport, be it entertainment, whatever it is that is trending in our papers, will definitely he will be giving analysis to that. So we have him on the other side. Hello, Matthew.
Good morning, Lady Mo.
Good morning. Good to have you. Good morning. Hope you had a restful night.
Well, thank you. Are you?
Oh, I did. Though I slept late, but it's all well. I still had to enjoy the sleep.
Thank God.
Yeah. All right. You're welcome on board. Let's not forget, you can join us on Facebook and YouTube at Mailer 98.3 FM. That's the handle to enjoy an audio-visual experience. So regardless of your location, it's never an hindrance, so you can always join the conversation, see how it's going on in the studio. The handle again is at Mailer 98.3 FM, and you can also listen via Radio Garden, right? Download the Radio Garden app, or you go on your web browser and search for Radio Garden, and you search for Mailer 98.3 FM, and you get to listen to us. Welcome aboard again, once again, Matthew.
Thank you very much, Lady Mo, for having me.
All right, let's kickstart. Yesterday evening, just the later part of yesterday, we got a breaking news. News from the stable of the umpire that conducts election, which is INEC, and they had moved the presidential poll to January. Well, earlier on, the INEC, the Independent National Electoral Commission, had earlier slated the election to February February 20 and also March 6 respectively for presidential election and also governorship and other elections, right? But now we're getting reports at the latter part of yesterday that the INEC had now, had overhauled the schedule for the next general election, moving the presidential and the National Assembly polls forward to January 16, 2027, coming as a direct consequence of the repeal of the Electoral Act 2022 and the subsequent enactment of the Electoral Act 2026, which has fundamentally altered the statutory timelines governing the Nigerian election. And so yesterday in Abuja, the commissioner had explained that the new legal framework necessitated a complete review of the previously announced date. So according to the chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, that's Malam Mohammed, he stated that the agency has now reviewed and realigned the schedule to ensure full compliance with the new legal framework introduced by the 2026 Act. And so even they've shifted the general election calendar, and also had impacted the all-cycle polls, and even the governorship election we'll be having in Osun and Ekiti had also been, the Osun governorship election was initially slated for August 8, 2026, and now it has been moved to August 15, 2026, regarding the preparations for the Ekiti and Osun polls. And so this is the change we're getting as at yesterday evening. And then when I saw this, because earlier on we had a clamor for the change and the shift of this general election date that was earlier given out by INEC, due to the fact that it's going to fall, or it's coinciding with the holy month of Ramadan, which is next year, 2027. But of course, the shift now is not on that basis. It's on the basis of enacting the Electoral Act, counting by what has been passed and assented to by the president. It requires the shift. Right. So that's the update we're getting, Matthew.
Yeah, you see, the power of INEC to organize the election is absolute. You can't quarrel with it. They are told it. What it means is that every other people, they also have to adjust to put into the government has to be. Nothing everybody can do that. It is the important thing to us as normal people. The important to us that whether people forward the passport or the let the process be very transparent, efficient, and respectful. So if the process is still the most the results are okay. No, on the other side, if you talk about people, especially the Muslims who they fight at that time, definitely, I think we are still rapid and the right.
Matthew, can you hear me? Your words are kind of muffled. It's not clear. I don't know what's responsible.
There's interference from the studio, but I can hear the sound.
And it's better now.
Okay, is it better now?
Yes, go ahead.
I said that let me go over it again. I said the power of INEC to pretend over election in Nigeria is absolute. You cannot argue with them, you cannot quarrel with them. But the fact that all political parties have themselves have to adjust their own timetable to fit the INEC timetable. But the question is that the process by some people that was going to coincide with the election, we can have value for the election. So if the election that we always have, how do you know what we want? So why do you have to expect it? So important things that they can allow to go at this time. So that is it. So let us just adjust our time to let's see that the first every process is transparent, the ready to go.
All right. So when I saw the news yesterday, another thing that came to my mind was part of the clamor for the amendments is, or part of the provision is also to slate the governorship, National Assembly, and everything on the same day. because of the premise of the shift, the earlier clamor for the shift of the election. I was like, are you sure it's not we are succumbing to the religious factor of it falling and coinciding with the holy month of Ramadan? So I went through the highlights of the amended, Electoral Act that was assented to, and I noticed, we still have different dates for presidential and other elections. Anyway, just because of our time, I would have just gone through the highlights of that, but in our subsequent conversations we'll definitely do that. Away from that, quickly, the Punch newspaper also, before we move away from the Electoral Act and election matter, because the opposition party are not really having it easy. They have been coming together, agitating, especially on the Electoral Act, and so even the Senate are rejecting the amendments that the opposition are coming up to bring up again. So leaders of the opposition, that's the ADC and even the NNPP, yesterday had mounted fresh pressure on the National Assembly, demanding the immediate amendment of the Electoral Act 2026, which they described as anti-democratic and skewed ahead of the next year's general elections. However, the Senate, of course, swiftly they dismissed the agitation, and they advised the opposition leaders that person of Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, and even Rotimi Amechi precisely to pursue their concerns within the framework of the National Assembly. Right. According to the chairman of the NNPP, he is saying that the contentious provisions must be expunged without delay. That under the Electoral Act 2022, political parties were permitted to nominate candidates through direct primaries involving all registered members, indirect primaries conducted by delegates, or by consensus arrangements reached by party leaders. However, the Electoral Act recently passed by the National Assembly and assented by the President, of course, had restrict parties to only direct primaries and consensus options. So oppositions are kicking against this. I think that would permit me to quickly go through the highlights of the key highlights of the Electoral Act. Permit me, please. Okay. One is the transmission of results, right? It now stipulates that a presiding officer shall electronically transmit the result, from each polling unit. But if the electronic transmission of the result fails as a result of the communication failure, it becomes impossible to transmit the result electronically, then the signed and stamped form EC8A by the presiding officer and the countersigned by the candidates or polling agents where available, shall be in such a case be the primary source of the collation and declaration of result. That's the first highlight. Another is consensus and direct primary, which is affecting this particular story. The consensus as an option deployed in picking candidates for election is rooted in collective agreement, understanding, preference, and focus of party members on quality of representation. That the party does the thinking, and the move generally should be ideological, and the beneficiary of the ticket is a party man and not necessarily a money bag with an intent to hijack and set himself on the constituency and district. Right, and so the advantage is that majority defer to party elders. The disadvantage is that the outcome could be perceived as imposition, and so direct primary reflects a movement towards popular participatory democracy, and all party members are involved in selecting the candidates, and so under the system an unpopular candidates cannot emerge, and according to the provision of the Electoral Act, that the advantage is wider, and that the party members take ownership of the process. External forces or influence are kept at bay, but a major disadvantage is just the logistic problem.
Have you heard of the adage that says, "Who will bear the cat?" You know the meaning of that. You know how it came about. All the rats, all the ones were meat. So the way the cat is kicking up that, and the only way to stop the cat from kicking up is to put the bell on his neck. So that when it's coming, the bell will be ready and not be running. The question that came up: who will now go and put the bell? Nobody will stop it to do what they want to do. to because the other all the political parties always make noise and for instance, of primary, the primary parties to decide how to do it. It couldn't be in matter of that's one. Then number two, the head primary and the next primary have advantages and advantages in the sense that it's not the indirect primary cost less or the direct primary cost less. So, but then you cannot stop it from doing that. That's about the electronic transmission of cost. All the parties must before and next time plan their own contact measures. That's what I think. If you plan their own contact measures towards prospecting solar network, they do the people are still the network. Telling people are maybe I don't know that there is enough time, but to act moderately at a particular time before you instead of that time as you say. So that is go and do their own contact measures rather than making them anywhere. What position is not so like home. So Nigerian democracy, Nigerian politics is not as reform. So let them go and do their contact measures.
Matthew, I don't know what we can do. Should I call with the alternative number? Because
right. Try that
I should number. Okay, let me try that so that we need to get your analysis clearly for the benefit of this conversation. It's still trends in the papers on Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos, and we are still perusing the pages of our dailies this morning: the Punch newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, and the Vanguard newspaper, seeing what's going on there from the INEC shifting the dates, but of course not on the premise of or the religion factor, but with the provision of the assented Electoral Act. That's why the data. Okay, good morning, welcome back.
Good morning.
All right, this is clear. This is clearer.
Better number?
Yes, this is better.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Back to the updates we have. Of course, it's no news anymore with the resignation of the former IGP, and then we have a new IGP, of course, in person of Olatunji Disu. Right. And on Wednesday, the president had, charged the newly decorated acting Inspector General of Police, that's Tunji Disu, to strengthen discipline within the Nigerian police force and also confront banditry, terrorism, and other criminal activities, threatening the country. While he was decorating him at the presidential villa in Abuja, the president had mentioned to him, mentioning the moment as a defining moment in Nigeria's security landscape, urging him and urging the new police chief to lead firmly but fairly, demanding professionalism at every level and ensuring that the safety of lives and property, remains the highest priority. Right. And of course, the president expressed so much confidence in him, especially in his capacity, recalling his record of dedication during his service in Lagos when Tinubu was governor of the state. And also on his part, the new acting IGP Diso had also vowed to end impunity within the Nigerian police force, also declaring that the era of misconduct and disregard for human rights was over. Summary of the story. Well, with a couple of people, analysts, political analysts, and experts have actually waded into this matter. Some supporting, some saying, well, they are just indifferent about the fact that we're really not. It could be just a thing. What we have always experienced, majorly not expecting a significant change in the administration, especially in the Nigerian police force. But what's your take?
Well, you see, this is, I don't know what to say. I might say that this is not the best time to be an IG in Nigeria. So I do not envy the new GP. This I do not envy him at all. Yes, I don't envy him at all. This is not the best time to be. When I say it's not the best time, so many factors into consideration. This is a time when all institutions of government have been politicized. So when the institution you head is politicized, you cannot boast of anything. So you'll be ready for your career, your professionalism to be rubbished by politicians. Two, he said it's not the time of unity is over. That's a lie. He cannot stop it. Just before he was sworn in, a day or two before he was sworn in, a minister was using police to harass somebody else over who they were owing. That's impunity. I mean, you cannot do a comprehensive work under that umbrella. No, you cannot. When everything now. Somebody will call you, hey, Mr. IG, I'm Minister this, please come and arrest somebody else for me. You send your DPO to do that without even asking why. So this is not the best time. Then that's one. Then the next one, another one is the insecurity in Nigeria has reached an alarming level that death tolls are becoming to be nauseating. Death tolls in Nigeria today, every day, not less than 50, not less than 100. So what are you going to do? And the fact was that, according to some analysis you are trying to see, if the police had handled this insurgency at the time they were just coming up well, would to this point. So how is he going to reverse the work that the police failed to do? It's going to be very, very difficult for him. But I wish him well. We will always back the police up because we don't have a choice. I use the word we don't have a choice because now most Nigerians do not even want to reckon with police because of their involvement in one thing or the other. But because we don't have a choice, they are still the police of Nigeria, Nigerian police, so we will respect them. We will work with them. We will let the public also stay with them. But for the IGP, I think he should say less and do more. Nobody wants to hear, I will, where he cannot. Not because he's not professional enough. He cannot because he doesn't have enough men, but the politician will not allow him to do it the way he should do it. You know, you need to control all his men to bring them back online to function. I understand when he told them that, look, Nigerians are your bosses. Now, we are not their bosses. They are our bosses. They can tell you on the road that I can end your life and nobody will talk. And that is exactly what's going to happen. So people in government are the bosses of Nigerians, which is the reverse of what he had just said. I don't know how he's going to do it to make Nigerians the bosses of the police. As it is now, the policemen are the bosses of Nigerians any day, any time. So he's giving himself a big task. So what we expect him to do, it will just say little, then go ahead and perform what he wants to perform, and let us see, let his actions speak for him. Not him saying something which we really know he cannot do. He cannot do most of those things that you just say, he cannot do them. You know, how long will you see police say, an IG saying, no more roadblock? 2 days after, you see roadblock. You know, all over the place. So we cannot really, as some other analysts have said, we're not really expecting anything different from what has been going on. And the main reason is that the system has been badly politicized. And when that is politicized, for instance,
don't you think? Sorry to interject. Don't you think that narrative is a hindering factor for change? Right, when everybody has the mindset, or everybody is kind of pessimistic about a thing, don't you think is like a factor to even the person that's they're not even expecting anything? I don't think I should be able to. Nobody's holding me accountable. Nobody will hold me accountable if I don't even deliver.
Let me give you an example. You are beside a stream. You expect anybody coming out from the stream will be wet. Isn't it?
Yeah, right.
If you see somebody swimming out of the stream or of the pool, he will be wet. That is what it is. So if the system is like a pool, anybody coming out is corrupted. corrupted, not in the sense of, maybe bribery and corruption, which that's not what I'm saying. Corrupted in the sense that your approach to the job is already twisted by those who interfere. People already interfere in planning how to coerce you into doing their will. That is what the system is. It's not that it's not professional enough, it's professional enough. It's not that he does not have the will, he has the will, but he doesn't have the opportunity to excel with his will and professionalism because somebody somewhere has laid ambush for him not to be able to do his work the way he's supposed to do it. So that is it. There is no pessimism, anything that will make him not to perform. But that where he's coming from, where he's going, we all look at the system that it cannot change. It cannot change. Look at the electoral people telling you, the opposition parties saying the electoral act as it is contains some booby traps for them. That's what it is. Anything you do now in Nigeria, in government, that's booby traps for those who appoint. So what do? You just look at it from the point of view that, well, this is the path he's taking, and anybody that has taken this path has always failed. So let's have to take another path, which is not possible.
All right. Thank you very much. Still trends of the papers on Mail and 98.3 FM. Join us on Facebook and YouTube. Really appreciate your feedbacks. Thank you for your observations. Keep it coming, really, and your comments as well. Though someone is also saying that the new IGP cannot do anything, he should just enjoy his stay in office as it lasts. Anyway, that's a comment from Facebook. John Bernard Hoy precisely sent that. Quickly, let's talk about the incident that happened on Monday, especially at the airport, Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, right? Very, unfortunate incident of the fire outbreak at the airport, causing damage, the recalling that the ravaging fire had destroyed the terminal one wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport on Monday, and the fire triggered widespread concern among the aviation stakeholders, also prompting swift visits by the government officials, regulators and lawmakers as well to the nation's busiest airport. And even the lawmakers, that's members of the National Assembly, had now said that they will await the outcome of the investigations by FAN, that's Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria, into the incident that happened. The chairman of FAN's board, as Abdullahi Ganduje, had also commended the airport's management for their swift emergency response. The lawmakers' position is following an on-the-spot assessment by a joint delegation of the Senate and the House of Rep Committee on Aviation after inspecting the extent of the damage to the Terminal 1 wing of the airport. And even also, after this incident, the airport authority had now even disclosed, that's another effort to read, that it has concluded an arrangement to demolish the old international terminal of the Murtala Mohammed Airport, known as Terminal 1, and they are going to erect a new structure in 22 months. That the federal government had in August last year marked about 712.26 billion naira for the rehabilitation of the old terminal, which started operation in 1979 with passenger capacity of about 250,000 per annum. And so that's according to the director of airport operations, Captain Abdullahi Mahmoud, saying that the recent inferno that touched a section of the facility had made the rebuilding of the terminal now more urgent, and according to him, saying that the federal government is poised to start the transformation of the facility immediately.
Yes, it's actually a very unfortunate thing. The fire outbreak at the old wing of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport. Another thing about it again is one wonders how the fire started, how fast it raised the whole pace, that now it had necessitated a complete breakdown of the whole of the complex. So that shows that even if the chairman Abdullahi Ganduje is praising them, people seem to be praising them, there's still a kind of, well, they said they are waiting for the outcome of the investigation. But the fear is that there will be no need for investigation, because you won't get anything out of it. No, you won't get anything, because they have decided that now, even while the investigation is going on, they're already giving you, they're going to break it down, which has been on the pipeline or in the pipeline. So there's no need, because it's like the person or the fire itself has hastened the reconstruction of the place.
But sometimes investigation is important. Just like a Yoruba adage that says, if a tree falls, the child will look at the front, but if a tree falls, the elder will look at the back, for the purpose of trying to find out what had happened, what had made the tree to fall. So for future occurrences, I mean, maybe prevention or whatever it is.
The London Heathrow Airport is bigger and older than the Murtala International Airport. I remember that in 1979, when they were about looking for a model for a Nigerian International Airport, they had gone for Schiphol, the one in Amsterdam. Those ones were older than, or are still older than our own. Have they been burnt? Have they caught fire? So the investigation should start from why will our airport, got burnt now, and not that just burnt, not that one shop got burnt, to an extent that it requires complete replacement instead of renovation. These are the things. So forget when you say investigation. Okay, who burnt it? Is that what we are going to look at, or how was it burnt? Is that what we are going to look at?
The cost.
And if you see the person that burned it, what are you going to do? That's what I'm going to. Let's have a design that can be not necessarily fireproof, but that if there's an outbreak, in seconds, you quickly put it off. But this one went on for a very long time before it could be put off. So it no longer requires. I mean, it cannot be amended, it cannot be repaired. A complete reconstruction. So that is what I'm saying. Investigation. See, even they themselves know they are not good. That the investigation will not release anything. That is why they want to start reconstruction now. Because if they wait for that investigation, the next 1 year you won't get anything. So they themselves know that. That's why they're not waiting for it. Let me just do it just to fulfill all righteousness.
All right, thank you. Still trends in the papers quickly before we call it a morning. The Punch newspaper is also reporting that over a police witness, revealing that over 200 men wielding AK-47 stormed Yᴏᴜᴜ. A prosecution witness yesterday told the Federal High Court in Abuja that some disgruntled Fulani chiefs sponsored over 200 armed men wielding AK-47 rifles to carry out the June 13, 2025 attack on Yewata and Guma local government area of Benue State, last year, and that the attack allegedly, unfortunately, left more than 200 people dead and properties worth millions of naira destroyed. And according to the witness named Moses Paul, team leader with the intelligence response team of the Nigerian Police Force had testified in the trial of the 9 suspects charged in connection with the attack in Benue State, and the 9 suspects accused of involvement in the deadly Yewata attack pleaded not guilty. That was on Monday, February 3, 2026, to 57 amended charges bordering on terrorism before the Federal High Court in Abuja.
Now, you are going to look at it this way. Those disgruntled Fulani elders, what was their problem? What were they disgruntled about? What was what was paining them? Nobody knows, except that these were Christians. So when that police, Moses Paul came up to say they were he would have just to ask them, okay, what about put in his report that they were disgruntled about? Then we know, but now you don't know. You don't know. That leaves a lacuna there, you understanding the purpose of that attack. Other than that they are Christians. That was just it. That was just it. Except they come up with another narrative now. Because that report is hollow at that point. But again, on the bigger level is this. Why has it become so easy for us to take lives in Nigeria? That human life does not even make any sense, any meaning to us again. Why? People kill as if they are killing, lizard and cockroaches. Not even dog now. Lizard and cockroaches. You look at person, okay, for this person, I will just kill him. Because when you kill him, there will be no punishment, no sanction. That is why. So if this would have known, what I'm driving at is that apart from the case that is going on, people are waiting to know what will be the punishment for these people, whether it will be deterrent enough. Because up to now, it has not been deterrent at all. people kill and go away with impunity. So now, after this one, people want to know that before you think of going to invade another town or kill somebody else, you must be ready to die too. You know, so that is it. So people are not looking out for what will be the end game for this trial. You know, will it just end like that and whatever? Well, where's 𴛽 L쏘ᴅ, the one that was accused of bombing St. Teresa's Church in Mandala? Where is he now? You understand? So we have allowed these things to go too far. I mean, unchallenged, unpunished, on how do I call it now? You know, there's no deterrent at all to fear people. People in hard places come and bail people who commit this kind of offense and release them. You know, that is why, if not because of the American intervention, my sister, the wahala would have been worse by now. Look at what is going on every day. Every day, this thing happens. Because there's no power to stop them. Then who will stop them? That is the question.
All is well. Just finally, for information's sake, the Guardian newspaper captured that the Ondo State Police Command had now arrested 6 suspected individuals for allegedly scamming unsuspecting members of the public by posing as pastors and claiming to, perform miracles. According to the PPRO of the command, the suspects were apprehended by the command's tactical teams in collaboration with the community safety officers.
Those are junior scammers. There are the big ones we see every year are in the same category. Police can't touch them. The big ones we know that are doing it, police can't touch them. So those are small ones. They are just coming up.
We have a lot on our plate.
They are just testing. These ones are just testing the waters.
All is well. We need to go. We'll come back for Mainland Focus just briefly. Thank you very much for your analysis and your time.
Thank you very much for having me, Mo.
Thank you very much. Good morning once again.
You are listening to the Morning Express on Mainland 98.3 FM.
Good morning. You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM. The sound of Lagos. OneXBet. It's time for bonuses and wins. Download the OneXBet app from Google Play or the App Store and start winning today. At the heart of the game, OneXBet. Bet responsibly. 18+.
The Broadcast Arts Institute is offering a partial scholarship to the first 100 students who will take advantage of our supplementary admission in mass communications and multimedia technology by February 28, 2026. If you had a minimum of 100 in 2025 UTME and have a 5 relevant O-level credit passes, you're guaranteed admission into our ND program plus a fee rebate. How to secure your spot? Go to JAMCABS and change your institution to the Broadcast Arts Institute. Visit our admission office or call us for details. We are at Treasure Island Estate, Bayeko Road by Tipa Garage, opposite NNPC Fueling Station, Igbogo. Call 0806-149-9992 or 0703-713-1166 or 0807-446-5676. Don't miss this chance to kickstart your dream.
Welcomes you into the month of blessings, month of love, kindness, peace and mercy. If we're together, Viva, we wash the stay.
The opportunity has arrived. In today's economy, it's challenging to save enough to buy land outright. However, we found a great option that allows you pay in installments. Buy land with affordable monthly payments of 40,000 naira, 50,000 naira, or 70,000 naira spread over 24 months, 18 months, or 12 months. With a deposit of 30,000 naira, you can secure a 500 square meter land on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, ᴛＧᴇ community. You'll pay the balance over 12, 18, or 24 months. And once you reach 70% payment, you will receive the land title document, including the registered survey and deed of assignment. The company handling this is ⴛReal Estate, and their contact number is 0906 991 3779 or 0901 2978 380. Their office is located at Suites 322 and 323 BNB Mall, Kilometer 35 Lekki-Ekpe Expressway, Gulf Junction, Lako, Lagos. The land is near the Foursquare Church Camp and Muslim Camp. If you're interested, call them or visit their office. Go become a landowner today.
Looking for reliable logistics solutions? Welcome to WHSO Global Limited, where logistics is redefined. We specialize in freight forwarding, customs brokerage, local logistics, import and export services, and even travels and tours for seamless, efficient service. Visit us at 13 Adeidowu Street, Aviation Estate, Mafoluku, Oshodi. Call us today at 0814-706-8472 or 0809-578-8867. Send an email at info@bowagateglobal.com or visit the website www.bowagateglobal.com for more details. WHSO Global Limited, logistics redefined.
Are you ready for the development we've all been asking for? The wait is over. The Global Clusters present the 37 Million Youth Digital Literacy Empowerment Initiative, part of the 1 Billion Youth Digital Literacy Empowerment Initiative. This initiative is designed to empower you with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in today's digital world. Here is how to join. Download the Spark Hub app on Google Play Store for Android users or visit www.thesparkhubs.org on Safari for iPhone users. Sign up and don't forget to leave a good rating. Explore our courses including how to become a digital entrepreneur and innovative mind, mastering creative thinking for success. Connect with like-minded individuals, share your thoughts, and be part of the conversation shaping our future. Also remember to share this opportunity with loved ones, family, and friends. For more inquiries, call 0706 628 1841 or 0802 643 9239. Developments we are all craving for is here. Join the movement today.
Oh, what a wonderful world of sure clean detergent. Oh yes, you